Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. Saturday afternoon action on the show. It's the New York Mets taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. We're all eager to see if his heroics last time out carry over. He was absolutely dialed in at the plate, Singy.
Dialed in is right, partner. Everything seemed to be going his way. Looking forward to seeing if that same timing and energy carries over in this one.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. All right, first pitch coming up. And on the hill, the big righty, Michael McGreevy. And Singy, it's unique these days, but he's more of a pitch-to-contact type of guy.
Yeah, Boogie, he doesn't rely too heavily on the strikeout. He knows he needs to miss barrels, get some soft contact, let the defense do work behind him. And I think a guy like that can keep a good tempo, don't give hitters time to adjust or think. Cardinals 0. Ball game and you look up, they're in line for a quality start. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Popped up to the left, into foul ground. Puts it away for the out. Here's a Mets lineup now. They do a lot of things well in this offense, Singy. They control the strike zone. They make pitchers work hard for outs. And as a result, one of the better OBP teams in the league.
Well, what I love about it is it's an organizational philosophy. Whether you go to instructional league, whether you go to spring training, you see these guys even during batting practice. When it doesn't matter, they're practicing that type of approach, Boog. And when you have that filtering through the organization, even when you call up a player, he steps right in and continues with the pattern that they have established at this level, which ultimately leads to a lot of success.
One out, base is empty. Ball one there. You know, you translate on base percentage, it's basically this. Teams that have a high on base percentage, they don't make outs at a very high rate. As my buddy Joe Sheehan says, OBP is life. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. And here is Reggie Crawford. Went deep in the ball game last night. And a foul ball. Crawford, just 19 years old, and they traded for him earlier this year. Hit in the air out to center field. Ciani in and to his right. He's got it. And that is out number 3. It's the Mets nothing. Redbirds stepping up. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here at Busch Stadium. And pitching here today, Kodai Senga.
Well, he's been a real quality starter for his club. And coming into this one, what stands out for me is that right-handed hitters have really struggled batting below 200 on the year. It seems that they have a hard time picking up his release point and tracking the ball into the zone. So we'll see how right-handers do against him in this one.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. One down. Now we take a check of the St. Louis Cardinals lineup. One guy they want to get turned around in the 6th spot, Lars Nootbaar.
Yeah, Boog, hitting under that Mendoza line over the last 10 games. He's definitely going through a tough time at the plate right now. I think some of that's probably bad luck. Other, it's just, you know, bad approach. But clearly he's looking to make some adjustments to get back on track. So we'll see what he does in this one.
Laced down the line. This looks like extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Well, the last 10 games or so have been anything but fun at the plate for him. So that one has to feel good. When you connect and it jumps off your bat like that, you're thinking double at the very least. Put a great swing on it, and man, he wasn't fooled at all.
One out, runner at second. Now it's the right fielder, Alec Burleson.
1-0.
Squirts away a little bit. One out and a runner at second here in the second game of the series. in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone.
Well, he's realizing out there on the mound that he's got to settle in pretty quickly, or else he's going to get hit hard in this first inning.
Man at second. Yeah, big swing and a miss.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He's having a hard time catching up.
Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt. And there's two gone following the strikeout. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance.
Nice job recovering to complete the strikeout at first base right there. Even though the runner from second does move up to third, it's not a big deal in this situation now that there are 2 outs. Just makes blocking pitches in the dirt to this next batter even more critical.
Yeah, that's fouled off. Here's a 1-1. And that's in there at the knees. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Two outs. That one ripped, and it goes just foul. The pitch stays alive. Donovan on third with 2 out. And there's a ball.
I think he wanted that call in the upper part of the zone, but just didn't get it. Now he's just trying to get a better feel for how much it missed so he can adjust his sights just a little bit.
Outside corner, got him looking.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
Second inning set to go. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list.
Yeah, we go beyond just the fielding percentage and what it looks like, but the ability to have a range and close holes that are normally there against an average defender. But this guy is special, and you can see it in his first step quickness.
Here's another look with StatCast, Singy. The throw needed to be strong to beat the runner, and it was.
Yeah, that play was close, and I think we need to credit that 88-mile-per-hour throw as the difference maker right there. That's just impressive.
Jorge Polanco. Now for the Mets. Time asked for at the plate, and he gets it. And first offering is fouled off.
Hoog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting-wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does. He needed that one. It's been a tough stretch at the plate lately. To me, it's just a really controlled, balanced swing. He wasn't trying to do too much with it. Just stayed disciplined, got the barrel to the ball, and put it in play.
Francisco Alvarez now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. Squeezes it, 2 away.
Fell off to a great start. He's really cruising out there on the mound. He's got a chance to get through these first 2 innings with under 20 pitches. That could set him up to go deep into this game.
Fought off foul. And that one fouled off. 2 gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. Here at the top of the second. That one lifted to left. Nootbaar has this one sized up. And he makes the catch. And that is that. Mets leave one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. And we're back. Bottom half of inning number 2. And now it's Ivan Herrera. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Fouled off. He was late. Just misses. And the count 1-2. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Well, he's got great strikeout stuff on the mound, doesn't he? I mean, double-digit strikeouts in his last start, and he's just racking them up again in this one. This guy can really dominate a game out there. Not a fun assignment for any lineup.
Lars Nootbaar, the batter now, as he swings and misses for strike 1. The injury forcing them to turn to the bench for a pitch. Second inning here, no score. Foul ball there. One down, base is empty. Swing and a ground ball and foul ball. Lifted in the air, right center field. Hauls it in, 2 away.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
Here's Jesse Winker. First pitch is in the dirt. 2 out, space is empty. In the dirt, and it's 2-0. That's a strike. That one fouled off, 2-2. In the air, left field, down the line. Hops over the wall, and that's an automatic double.
Well, there's something really nice about getting yourself an automatic double like that. You get to stroll into second base without having to worry about a throw or getting your uniform dirty. And now you're just looking for the next hitter to kind of do the same thing. Maybe put one in the gap so you can jog home as well.
So digging in, Mason Wynn. Here's a guy who's been struggling so far this year. It's only late April, but still hoping he'll turn it around soon. Man on second, 2 down. That one finds the zone. That is strike 2.
Well, they're looking to get on the board first here after that clutch 2-out.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that'll do it. So a 2-out double, but they don't score. End of 2 here at Busch Stadium. No score. All set for the start of the inning. And stepping in for New York, Carson Bench. McGreevy back to work. Bounding ball here, rolls foul. Hit in the air, left field. Scott brings it in, and there's one down.
Batting ninth,
Luis Robert now.
Luis Robert Jr.
Now this is in the air down the line. And no one can get to it. It's a foul ball. Top of the third, no score. Swings through that one.
They just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. 2 gone.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he's in with a stand-up double.
He was all over that one. That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
So runner at second, 2 down. Here is Marcus Semien. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase.
No ball, 1 strike.
Swing and a foul straight back. Swing and a miss. Got him to go up the ladder for the K. A double in the inning, but they leave him stranded. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. We're tied 0-0. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been struggling.
Nolan Arenado.
Ball 1, no strikes. That one the other way. Makes the grab, 1 down.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Now up for St. Louis, Michael Ciani. Swings through that one. 0-1.
Well, he threw that fastball right by him. Gives him a little bit of confidence, but in the back of your mind, you got to think, is he trying to set me up for later in this at-bat?
And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound.
I'm not sure that was the exact location the pitcher wanted, but it worked. He got the swing and miss, and I'm sure a bit of sigh of relief after seeing that one go through the zone.
second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Pitch misses, and that's ball one.
1 ball, no strike.
And a swing and a miss.
1-1.
That one not close. And a count 2-1.
Looks like he's being a little cautious with him in this at bat after doubling the first time up. Doesn't want to make another mistake.
Next offering is in for a strike. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. Robert hauls it in to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals, and we're still knotted at 0. Back here in St. Louis, stepping in the long ball threat, Reggie Crawford. Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Ciani makes the catch, and there's one gone.
Now batting, shortstop.
Here's Francisco Lindor. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport. And there's a foul ball. Francisco Lindor at the plate. The Mets shortstop, originally drafted by Cleveland, and a guy with some serious power and an excellent defender. Fourth inning underway, no score. Way inside, gets out of the way.
Ball. 2-2.
One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
That was a pretty good pitch, top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Next is switch hitting first baseman Jorge Polanco. 1 for 1 with a single so far. That's out to center field. Ciani brings it in with a nice running grab. Down in order go the Mets, and we are still scoreless. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the inning, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Alec Burleson. Burleson measures 6 feet 2 inches, 27 years old, and he was a second-round pick in 2020.
You know, these Cards just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
And there's one away.
Now batting, first baseman.
Here's Contreras now. Struck out looking at his first at bat. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
Now, this guy is just filling up the strike zone right now. Don't want to get yourself in an 0-2 hole. You better be ready to pull the trigger on the first pitch.
Line drive. Well, that's a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
One down, and now the Cardinals catcher, Ivan Herrera. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Contreras leads off first with one away. Fouled off down the right side. The 0-2. And a foul ball, he stays alive.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
The 0-2. It's softly on the ground, left side. And that's just foul. That misses the zone, and that's ball one. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
5 foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
The next offering misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Typically that high fastball, if it's close to the top of the strike zone, a hitter, if he's prepared for it, can get to it. But that one just had that little jump at the end, which indicates there's a good spin rate on it, and it didn't decrease in velocity as that hitter's internal clock would expect it to, and that's why you see the swing and miss.
Scott takes a ball as he stands in for the second time. 2 gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. That one's in there, and now it's even 1-1.
One way to make a guy real uncomfortable at the plate is pound him inside with good velocity. They're doing that right here.
Swing and a miss. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just missed. Just missed.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Jesse Winker in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Oh, looking for a swing and miss right there, or for the ump to help him out and make a call with that last pitch, but neither happened. Close pitch, but a good take to earn that walk.
Winker up to bat next, lays off for a ball. And now it's even up.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
Late that time, and it's strike 2.
1-2.
Two on, 2 outs. That one is absolutely belted. And that's got extra bases written all over it. He boots it. In to score from first, and they lead by 2.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want. But his resume speaks for itself. So, runner at second, 2 down. Now it's the shortstop, Mason Wynn.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
Line to left. And makes the grab. And that is that. But they'll pick up a couple runs here, both coming on this 2-run double. And it's 2-zip. Back after this on the show. Back here in St. Louis at the plate, Francisco Alvarez. And that is out of play.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats. Well, these Mets, as you probably noticed, haven't been shy at the plate at all. In fact, they've probably been too aggressive at times. They're swinging at more than 70% of the first pitches they've seen today, and it's just not working out for them.
Whips it across. Run away here in the 5th.
Designated hitter, Brett Beatty.
So now here's the Mets DH, Brett Beatty. Fly to left his first time. Hit on the ground to short. Handles, throws to first. And that quickly 2 away.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
And now the right fielder, Carson Benj. Oh, he hit him.
Time. Dead ball.
And that got him pretty flush.
Well, anytime one of your hitters gets drilled, it catches everyone's attention in the dugout. And you know what? It kind of gets you fired up.
Luis Robert Jr. up now for the Mets. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. Now a bullet to second base, but he's got it to end the inning. Mets strand one. They trail things here 2-0. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So now back to the top of the order.
Now batting, center fielder, Michael.
Now batting, Michael Ciani. 0 for 2 in this one. In the air, left field, down the line. Makes the grab. Nice play after the long run. And there's one away.
Excellent job. And I tell you what, the times that I played left field, getting a play like that, you love the opportunity to make it.
And up next for St. Louis, Brendan Donovan. 1 for 2. That one fouled off. And he hits a ground ball right side, and it goes just foul. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. And a swing and a miss. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Well, he really filled up the strike zone in that at bat until that final pitch. And as a hitter, you sense that they're coming after you, not dancing around the strike zone. They want to attack, and so you kind of get into swing mode, and you have to protect the plate. That's when you become really susceptible to something that makes you chase, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Burleson up for the 3rd time here. Watches that one miss. That's too low. Ball 2. And another ball. Arenado, the runner at first with 2 gone. Next offering in there for a strike. 3 balls and a strike. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. And this one looks like trouble. Arenado makes the turn at second. Coming home. He'll score.
Well, here we are, 3rd time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
Mets 0, Cardinals 3.
So, runner at second, 2 down. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Wilson Contreras. That catches the outside corner. 0-1. Runner at second, 2 down. Last half of inning number 5. That one in the dirt. Going to count 1-2. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. Good job at damage control right there. But a run will score in the inning on this RBI double. It's now 3-0. You're watching Mets baseball on the show NYC. Back here at Busch
Leading
Stadium,
off for the
new
Mets,
inning getting started.
left fielder,
Here's the left
Juan
fielder,
Soto.
Juan Soto. McGreevy back to work. Swing and a foul out of play.
When a guy's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes as a hitter, you got to be ready to hit. Now, that's not going to help you get deep into his pitch count and into the bullpen, but you got to take what he's offering that day.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. And first offering is fouled off.
Well, pretty clear to me. He was trying to go deep right there, but you got to get a pitch that you can handle.
Late on that fastball.
Pretty frugal guy.
No ball.
He is
2
very
strikes.
efficient with the pitch count in this one.
Foul ball, still 0-2. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Chris, 3rd time through the order, and a couple of quick
Now
outs for the
batting,
starter.
third baseman,
Yeah, he's been very
Reggie
frugal
Crawford.
today, economical with the pitch count.
Here's some real power at the plate. Reggie Crawford. Tap foul at the plate. Foul ball. Swings. And misses. It's a strikeout. And he strikes out the. And we're back. Well, we go bottom 6. Now at the plate, Ivan Herrera. And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these Cardinals, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. We've already seen
1-1.
8 line drives from them, and it's always a good sign when the ball is jumping off your bat. And that's what this offense has been doing so far today.
Misses off the inside, and a count 2-1. Up the middle, and it's through for a hit. And a good start to the inning.
Now batting, left fielder, Victor Scott.
Victor Scott next up for the Cardinals. He's 0 for 1. And here comes the Mets.
Pitching to the
They
New
turn
York
things
Mets.
over to the southpaw,
Number
Sean
59,
Manaea.
Just trying to keep this one
Sean
close here,
Manaea.
and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Safe at first as they can't make the play. Christian Scott is forced to the mound after the injury. He's making his second
Number
appearance of the
39.
season. Winker stands in now and watches strike 1. Right back to the mound. Could be an easy 2. The throw to second, and they get him easily at first. It's a double play.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Win in the box again. Takes a strike. And a foul ball. 2 outs and a runner at third here in the bottom of the 6th. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. So 1 left for the Cardinals. Top of inning number
Leading off for
7.
the Mets,
And now Francisco
shortstop,
Lindor.
Francisco Lindor.
And that
Ball, that's
one
too
a
low.
little below the knees. Ball 1. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Ryan Barucki, a lefty, looks to be getting himself ready. Romero, the power lefty, up as well. Hard hit left side. Throws across the diamond. Lindor retired.
That's a huge defensive play in the late stages of the game. It
Up
might
next
not
for
be
the
the
Mets,
most challenging
first
we've
baseman,
seen today,
Jorge
but
Polanco.
it needed to be made. That's helping your team.
Jorge Polanco up now for the Mets. What a stop. Onto the pitcher. And very nicely done for the out.
Now batting, catcher, Francisco Alvarez.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. There's a swing and a drive. And a foul ball.
Well, on the mound, very efficient, able to produce an outcome, it seems like, within the 3rd or 4th pitch of just about every at-bat.
Out to short. Win. Fires across the diamond, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Mets. They trail it here 3-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Down the third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Scott, the tall righty, 215 pounds, and he was a 5th-round pick in 2021. And first offering is fouled off. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Swings and misses, struck him out.
And he'll be beating himself up on the way back to the dugout. Got a pitch to hit and just couldn't get to it. I think that slider really caught way more of the plate than it was supposed to.
Ciani batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. On the ground. Throws to first in time. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting, second baseman.
Now on for St. Louis, Brendan Donovan. 1 for 3. There's the strike. Right through there for a strike.
Throwing the ball well, and they need this scoreless inning in relief right here. Been doing a good job keeping him in striking distance.
The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. Nothing doing there for St. Louis, but they lead it 3-0. Welcome back as we take a look at their upcoming schedule.
Leading off for the Mets, the designated hitter, Brett Beatty.
On the ground right side. Sends it to first. First out in the top of the 8th.
If you want to be a great defense, you have to deliver consistently. It doesn't matter how many highlight reel plays you make if you can't execute the small stuff, just like we saw.
So up next for New York, Carson Benj. Up the middle, and he knocks it down. Still able to get it there in time. He keeps his composure, and they get the out.
The center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
2 down, base is empty. Here's the center fielder, Luis Robert Jr. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. And first offering is fouled off. So how much does his speed factor into his ability to go get it?
It's heartbreaking for the hitter because off the bat, he thinks this ball is going to get down. Because of that speed and the ability to make up so much ground, he
fires over to first. And the Mets go 1-2-3. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the eighth. Now it's going to be Alec Burleson.
There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial Gold Glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
Got him swinging.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
Wilson Contreras now up to the plate. Yeah, some guys just have instincts, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. We talk about Larry Walker, the Hall of Famer, and his instinct on the bases, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of baseball as a kid. One down, base is empty. That's in there. And that's strike two. Remember Mark Kotsay was a real good defensive outfielder. Good instincts, not great speed. Caught him looking for the K.
Now, this pitching staff has been merciless against him in this one. I mean, he struck out 6 times in this series, and we've seen no adjustment out of him so far.
Pereira in the box with 2 gone. And takes a look at a called strike.
1 strike.
2 down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Late with the swing there.
All right, there's number 8, 1 away.
Got him. And how about that? It's an immaculate inning. Looks like he's heading back out for the 9th as he'll go for the shutout when we get back. Here comes the closer here in the 9th, number 49.
I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
And there's a hit. And they have their first hit since the 3rd inning.
Now batting, second baseman, Marcus Semien.
Now the number 2 hitter, Marcus Semien. 3 strikeouts already. He's 0 for 3. Swung on, belted. And a foul ball. Soto on at first, nobody out. Headed towards the corner. Scott makes the catch. Throw behind the runner, and they've got him doubled off.
Well, we assume it, but not all double plays are 6-4 threes or something like that. Right there, it's just sort of a combination of good defense and poor base running, and probably more of the latter. That's a big turn of events in this inning, though.
So they're down to their final out. Next to hit, Reggie Crawford. 0 for 3 in this one. Well struck right field. And that's going to bang against the wall. Into second, and he's got it doubled.
Everything came together for him. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out front and ripped it into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just don't even feel the ball hit the barrel. That's a pure stroke. Really important at bat coming up now.
So runner at second, 2 down. Next is the cleanup hitter for the Mets, Francisco Lindor. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. A two-run shot, and they throw a pair on the board. It's 3-2. Well, that swing changes things.
Yes, it does. They were in striking distance. They found a way to fight back big time.
Why are the pitches only going down the middle?
Cutter up and in can be such a tough pitch for the hitters. You have to keep your hands above the baseball, and that's exactly what he did. He caught it out front and drove it out of here.
What's the game difficulty?
So 2 away with nobody on. And now Jorge Polanco.
Can't tell you.
This one driven deep, way back there, and it's gone. We are tied. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. It's 3-3. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any
Another home
time in
run.
that at bat, Boog.
Wow.
Aggressive, and it paid off.
Mets 3, Cardinals 3. Cause I said so.
Back-to-back homers, always a special feeling at the ballpark.
Now pitching for the Cardinals.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run.
Number
Francisco
43.
Alvarez now at the plate.
Ryan
Puts a bunt down. Gets it to first.
Finish on the winner so the Mets win.
All set for the bottom of the ninth. And stepping in for the Cardinals, Victor Scott. Swings through that one for strike one.
Well, you can't offer it that pitch in an 0-0 count. It's a strike, but not every strike is a good strike early in the count.
And that one is inside ball one.
Trying to keep good speed off the bases.
Nope.
Line drive. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. One up, one down.
Man, if that drops right there, they would have gotten the potential winning run on base, maybe even in the scoring position, but that's just one of those hang with them's.
And that one is lifted in the air. Soto going after it. Hauls it in for the out.
Now batting, shortstop.
Mason Wynn getting ready to hit. Known for his late inning heroics. The shortstop takes the ball. All tied up. We're in the last half of the ninth inning. Swings through the sweeper.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Can you show me the difficulty then? No.
That one's in there. Now 1-2. Struck him out swinging. That's the third out, and we'll play extra innings in this one. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. 10th inning coming up. All tied up at
I'm not allowed to.
Back here in St. Louis, we're in extras here, and now the DH, Brett Beatty. Yeah, big swing and a miss.
No ball, 1 strike.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
It might be time to choke up a little bit, get that front foot down early, maybe even just spread out. He's really late right now.
That one misses, and that is ball 1.
See if he can
How
go
long do you
upstairs
allow?
a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading the count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
As I said so.
Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. Went back to the slider, and it was a good idea.
Well, that's the money maker right there. 2 strikes, slider
Number
down and
3.
away from a same side thrower as the hitter. I mean, that's just tough. You're looking to protect with 2 strikes and very difficult to lay off.
If you show me the difficulty, I'll subscribe.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Now it's the right fielder, Carson Benj. That one missed.
Dude. I just told you. What's her favorite team then?
Arenado tosses to first, out 2 in a row.
MLB.
Good onside run and sink on that pitch right there. Got inside on him and got him to bounce into that out.
And next for the Mets, Luis Robert Jr. Hit hard on the ground is short. Zips it to first, and they take care of Robert for the out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. On to the bottom of inning
Makes
number
sense
10.
why you are playing as the Mets then.
3 apiece. On to the bottom of the 10th. Here's Nolan Arenado. And there's no doubt that they'll feed off the energy from this crowd, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd say the intensity.
Taking over on the mound for the Mets, Reed Garrett.
They know that he can get a right-hander out, but he's in position to face a couple of lefties this inning.
Fine, I'll show you the difficulty. Psych. LOL. Get trolled.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
You freaking fuck.
And that one fouled off. Man at second. Out in front and foul to the left side. Ripped on the ground to second. Simeon toss over to first. And they get Arenado for the out.
Now batting, center fielder, Michael.
And now the center fielder, Michael Ciani. 0 for 4, a couple of flyouts. He's also grounded out and struck out. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Definitely a strikeout situation right here. Lots of ways for that go-ahead run to score if the ball's put in play.
That one to first. And he takes it himself for the out.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Brendan Donovan. Next up for the Cardinals. 1 for 4 with a double.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
Check swing, and he went. Strike 1.
No ball. 1 strike.
Cut on and lifted in the air. Soto on the move to the gap. And that is the inning. The Cards leave 1. Still tied 3-3. 11th inning set to get underway. Now the left fielder, Juan Soto.
Left fielder, Juan Soto.
Baraki back to work. That one down the line, and that's a fair ball. It's in and out of his glove. The run comes in from second, and they've got the lead in extra innings. Well, they didn't waste any time as they knock home the runner from second to get on the board.
Huge for team confidence and how you approach the situation. Still have a guy on base.
Cardinals 3.
No outs, runner at first. And stepping in for New York, Marcus Semien. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a flyout. And that one fouled off. That misses the zone, and the count even 1-1. Right back to the mound. Could be an easy 2. Here's 1, and they turn the double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Here's the third baseman, Reggie Crawford.
Drove it off the wall last time, just missed out on a home run.
Next offering is fouled back. And down on strikes. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now a 4-3 ball game. You're dialed into the show. All set for the bottom of the 11th. Now on for St. Louis, Alec Burleson.
Right fielder, Alec.
Devin Williams comes on trying to close it out.
Coming on for the save here, and something he couldn't get done in his last appearance. So let's see if he can bounce back and lock this thing up.
Line drive. Coming on Robert, and he's there. And up to hit is Wilson Contreras.
Listen, there's absolutely no reason to pitch to this guy right here. You nibble, you see if he'll expand his zone, but don't give him anything to hit. If you walk him, not a big deal. You have a double play opportunity set up.
He makes the catch, and there's 2 down. One out left for the Cardinals. Ivan Herrera next up for the Cardinals. Trying to deliver as the hero. And that drops in for a strike.
Well, comfortable or not, these are the situations closers they seem to live for. And you get into some hot water, a jam, tough spot, whatever you want to call it. But this is where they earn their keep.
Swings and misses. And it's 0-2.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. And this situation will keep a close.
Swing and a miss. And that's the ball game.
Well, I love the fact they didn't quit. They had to do a little extra work tonight to secure this win. But it's what you got to do over the course of a season if you want to be a championship ball club.
And the final score here, 4-3.
Final, Mets 4 Cardinals 3.
For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
Never ask me for difficulty, idiot.